Hello and welcome to Sweet Spot DFS. This is a 2019 review of the 3M Open. Congratulations to Matthew Wolff. He is a first-time winner. It is his fourth event, I think. Let's see, US Open. Nope, he was a rookie. He was an amateur. This is his third event. He won in his third showing. Brooks Koepka said something earlier in the week that I thought was pretty interesting. He had said that he gives an edge to the rookies because nobody has course history. Nobody has the ins and outs of the golf course. And if he was a rookie, he'd be playing all of these events that are first-time events. So he kind of had something to say about that. I think he said that either Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. So, if you had taken his advice, you probably were sitting well because there are a ton of rookies at the top of the leaderboard. And why don't we get into, let's look at it. I'm going to pull up the recent form tab. Let me zoom in. Sorry, I don't have this already ready for you guys. So here we go. You can see Matthew Wolff at the top. He is a rookie. You have Collin Morikawa. He is a rookie. Wyndham Clark was a rookie last year. Carlos Ortiz has been kind of on and off with the Web.com tour. But we have Victor Hovland down here. And I want to say there was one more. Joey Garber. Actually, Garber's been around. Never mind. It wasn't him. Roger Sloan and Adam Svensson. And Charlie Danielson has played here before, or has played in the PGA Tour before. But you've got a lot of young guys kind of at the top of the leaderboard. And, it'd have been nice to know this information heading into, not so much this information, but kind of listening to Brooks Koepka. He kind of had a point. And, tour players really know tour play the best, obviously. You can't really talk, no real fantasy golf analyst or DFS pro or whatever is going to give you, the insight that you could get from a PGA Tour player. So, like I said, it would have been nice to know that kind of information beforehand. I want to go over the optimal lineup. And then I didn't play in any big events. I didn't even put a lot of money into this this tournament because last week kind of burned me. And because it's a new event, I just didn't want that much risk. So I took the winning lineup of the Quarter Arcade, which Gupster won, and I think that's the guy that puts on Gup's Corner. I forget his first name. But regardless, I think it was him. He had a winning lineup of Matthew Wolff, Bryson DeChambeau, Collin Morikawa, Wyndham Clark, Sam Burns, and Joaquin Niemann for a grand total of 49,400. The optimal lineup and total points 684, which you can't see. It's kind of disappointing. There you go, 684. I don't have the points kind of next to their names, but just take my word for it. You could also, if you played in the contest, you could also look it up. But the optimal lineup was 722 points, so there was about 40-point difference, and that included all top 6 golfers, which would have netted you a salary of 47,500. I don't know if you would have left 2,500 on the table. There is a possibility. I don't think that's, a far-fetched number to leave on the table. We didn't really know what to expect for this week with it being a new tournament. Let me look at the DK page here. I had told you in the beginning of the week that we wanted to target somewhere between 2 to 3 1s and 1 to 2 2s, and then kind of sprinkle in the rest. And it just happened to be that was the case. Matthew Wolff, I played a little bit of him. I don't know how much I played, maybe 10% of my lineups. I do keep track in the lineup construction page, which I'm going to actually have a video out for you guys sometime soon, because I am going to try to sell this. So you will have access to it. I will come up with a price. So let me find Matthew Wolff first. What was he? It's like 7,200, right? 7,300. I played him in 4% lineups, so I lied. My best lineup was 590 points. It was in a 25-cent winner take all, so it was close. I was 6 points away, but definitely nothing to brag about this week. Again, no idea who to play. Bryson was a favorite of a lot of DFS pros, and I think a lot of it has to do with it being later in the year. I thought that was more of a narrative. I didn't really think too much of it. I still don't think too much of it. I do think that Bryson plays better on bent grass golf courses, although his overall bent stats here aren't some, they're not something to brag about. You hide all that information. That's not good. I mean, it's middle of the pack. It's kind of average, but I would have much rather played Hideki, and Hideki wouldn't have hurt you. You could have substituted, Bryson for Hideki for, I think it was 16 points or something like that. You'd have lost out on 16, which still would have beat the winner of the quarter arcade, but it was not the optimal lineup. A lot of these golfers, a lot of these young guys like Colin Morikawa, it's kind of riding a heater. He had a recent form average of 28.33, and again, that's just the last 7 weeks, their average finishing position. So he was doing pretty well. Obviously, Matthew Wolff not so great. He was he was MDF'd at the Travelers, and then last week at the Rocket Mortgage Classic, he missed the cut. So, not very good finishes by him, but then he comes out and just wins it. So, good on him. I have not updated these stats. Obviously, this is just kind of a snapshot of the preview. But we did have 12 golfers that made the top 10. And we had a variety. I mean, you had 4 ones in there, which, it was my process, my analysis, kind of looking at every week, or at least last week and the majority of weeks, seeing that not playing the week before was kind of a beneficial element coming into the tournament. So that's kind of what I went with. The 2s were top 20 finishes. Again, that was kind of a high one. And then you had heard me in the preview talk about, I wasn't sure if I wanted to have missed cuts be the 3 or the 4, because missed cuts tend to be you always find 1 or 2 inside the top 10. It is a common it's a common stat, so maybe that should have been a 3. Carlos Ortiz, I don't think I would have ever forecasted or predicted to be up there, or any 5s at that matter. But there were a couple inside the top 10 at least. I mean, you needed one of them for the optimal lineup. But again, you see a lot of 1s, few 2s, couple 3s, and 4 4s, which really should have been, a 3. Other than that, I don't really have anything else to add to this. I don't, we can look at stats, but I didn't see anything that popped off before coming here. Bent grass just did not matter. And I have no idea if that's because there's no course history. It's a weird week, man. I have no idea. And I looked at tee times, starting positions. Here, I'll get the top 12 here. It was a perfect blend of morning and afternoon. It was cut down the middle, 6 and 6. And really the tees didn't matter, so there wasn't, and that's right down the middle also. Super interesting. Super interesting. Let me hide this information. We can look at the swing metrics quickly before I wrap up this video. I mean, you didn't have anything with Matthew Wolff, and you didn't have anything with Colin Morikawa. I mean, Matthew Wolff wouldn't have showed, the greatest of stats. Colin probably would have, because he's been playing pretty decent. Birdie or better percentage, pretty high. Carlos Ortiz really the only low guy. Actually, let's also hide. Let's just look at the ranks in the field, because I think that's probably the more important. So these are just all the ranks in the field, like how they associate with in the field. I have it, you know, color coded. Light green is top 20, yellow is 20 to 40, orange is 40 to 60, and it goes every 20 after that until it gets above 80. Then it's just dark red. As you can see, like, there really isn't anything that you can, you know, deduce from this. There's not, I mean, you could reach down here to, you know, 15th place. I know a lot of people wanted to play Sung Jae this week. You certainly could have. I was really high on Scott Piercy, which would have been another top 20. Maybe you just find golfers that had a birdie or better, you know, percentage, top 20 in the field. You would have missed out on Matthew Wolff and Colin Morikawa, because we wouldn't have had stats. Maybe some of those sites that have rolling stats, they would have been high, maybe. I'm not positive on that one. But yeah, really it's the only thing that I can see that really pops off, that, you know, off the tee stats seems pretty important also. Definitely some, yeah, I would say off the tee. Definitely use that for next year. You know, approach didn't really have much. I mean, you just had a mix of all these things. Greens and reg, that's just another stat off of approach. Same with proximity. Proximity was, you had a few people up there that that performed well. So yeah, I don't know, guys. It was definitely interesting. I don't know what else to say about it. It was fun, and hopefully you guys did well. I will have a preview video tomorrow for the John Deere Classic. That will be up hopefully early tomorrow. I'm going to get most of it done, completed tonight. And then again, just keep on the lookout for a video. If you're interested in these spreadsheets, I am going to put them up. I'm basically going to create a membership. So they'll be monthly, they'll be yearly. I will also have my lineup construction page, which you could either, I mean, if you purchase the lineup construction page, you're going to have every tournament every single year. Actually, I should hold off on saying that because I'm not positive what I'm going to do with that. But at least you'll have every tournament for the year, plus the ability to create lineups, at least through DraftKings. I can also tailor it to suit FanDuel. But I will get into that in a different video. I am glad that you guys stopped by. Thank you for watching. Please hit a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you tomorrow.